Yo, everybody, I'm Jamel, and I'm so hyped that you are here with us. And I have a question for you. Have you ever gone to a party and after you left, you thought to yourself, this was the best party of my whole entire life? So I have a story like this. In fact, it was a back to school party thrown by my church, actually. At this point in my life, the majority of my friends were at church, so all the homies were there. I had begged and begged and begged our youth pastor to let me bring a skateboard ramp to the party. So I got all the homies there, got one of my favorite pastimes there. There was delicious food. It was incredible. What else do you need for a great party? The homies, food, and some fun that you personally love. So that was one of the parties that when I left, I said, yo, this was one of the best parties ever. Might be wondering, why am I telling you about this incredible party that I was at that you didn't get a chance to go to? Well, that's because I'm going to be talking about what it means to not just throw a party, but to start a party. And yes, my friends, there is a difference. Now, before I go any further, let's be sure we're on the same page about what I mean by all this party stuff. Think of it this way. A party is any effort to celebrate, serve, or enjoy others in a way that adds value to life. And with that in mind, being a party starter means being someone who tries to make that happen however they can. Because you see, what I'm talking about isn't throwing an actual party. It's the idea that as followers of Jesus, we're invited to the biggest, best, most incredible party there is. And more than that, we are given the chance to invite other people to that same exact party. For a lot of people, this probably sounds like a super weird idea. All this church and Jesus and faith stuff, that seems like the furthest thing from a party. I think that's because so many people think about Christianity as just following a long list of rules. It's a ton of stuff that you have to do, and even more stuff you're not supposed to do. That sure doesn't sound like a party to me. It can seem like there's not a lot about faith that sounds all that fun. And isn't a party supposed to be fun? This feels even more true when real life gets hard, doesn't it? Like when you have to deal with difficult things, when you can't find a reason to be excited about life, when God feels so far away or even silent. That feels like anything but a party. So, what do we do? If we're followers of Jesus, that means we should have the power to be party starters. But how do we do that when life and faith don't always feel like the kind of party that we actually want to go to? I think the good news is that we don't have to guess what Jesus said about this. We have his real words written down by people who really knew him when he was on earth. One of Jesus' closest friends, John, recorded something that Jesus actually said about the kind of life he wants for all of us. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. There's so much that we could break down up in this one sentence. First, Jesus acknowledged that life can be really hard sometimes. It can feel like all the joy and the fun and the good things in life have just been stolen or killed or destroyed. Sure, that may sound a little dramatic, but if you've ever been through a really hard time in your life, you know this is exactly what it feels like. That's because there's an enemy, a thief, who doesn't want us to experience the life Jesus came to give us, who doesn't want us to be the party starters Jesus calls us to be. But thankfully, Jesus didn't end the sentence there. That would be mad bumming, right? Instead, Jesus kept talking. Look back one more time at what he said next. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. That thief who wants our lives to be filled with anything but fun and joy and goodness, Jesus was saying, that ain't me. Jesus came to earth not to give us rules and restrictions or a list of things that hold us back. No, Jesus came to give us life, and not just any life, but a full, amazing, incredible life. The kind of life that feels like a party, because that's what life following Jesus should be. Think of this verse as an invitation. It's almost as if Jesus was asking, hey, do you want a full life? Great. That's exactly what I came to give you. That's exactly what you'll get if you choose to follow me. But here's where this gets complicated. Our idea of what it means to have this full, amazing life may not always line up with what Jesus was talking about here. Because you see, when I think about living a full life, I think about a life that's easy, light, fun, no problems, no stress, no more drama in my life, no heartache like all of the famous pop songs. I don't want none of that. That sounds like a party to me. But like I said, real life isn't always like that. And that's not what Jesus promises here. The full life Jesus Jesus came to give us isn't a life that's always easy and awesome. Instead, it's a life that has peace and hope and joy and freedom because Jesus is in it with us, with the good and the bad that may come our way. When we choose to follow Jesus, we're choosing to say yes to believing that his promise of a full life is possible no matter what we are going through. It's choosing to believe that life with Jesus is an invitation to the best party we can possibly imagine. And because this is true, when we choose to follow Jesus, we choose to take on the responsibility of bringing that party to the world around us. Because of Jesus, you have what it takes to be a party starter. Think of it like a party kit. Boom, party stuff. In a party kit, you have everything you need in order to have the best possible party. And please do not forget the confetti poppers, because everybody loves making it rain confetti. Boom! What? Woo! Woo! How do you do it? Struggle. I knew I should read the instructions. I thought it was simple. Boom! In a party kit, you have everything you need in order to have the best possible party. You have all the things that are going to help you make the party somewhere everyone wants to be at. In the same way, Jesus gives us the promise of a full life, and that's our party. And he gives us everything we need to spread the full, amazing, good life to those all around you. You have what it takes to be a party starter. One of my favorite things about a good party is that it has the potential to shake things up for us. It can help us see more good, more fun, more life happening all the way around us. It helps us recognize that we all have what it takes to be a party starter. So, before you go, I want you to ask yourself two things. Number one, where do you need to change your mind about God? Maybe when it comes to this faith thing, you've been viewing God as the one who comes to steal and kill and destroy all the fun in your life. But remember, Jesus came to give us life. And because Jesus is God in human form, that means we can look to Jesus to know more of what God is like. And it can ultimately help us change our minds about God. Number two, how can you take just one step towards starting the party? Remember, you have what it takes to be a party starter. So consider what steps you want to take to start the party in your own life. Maybe it's simply responding to the invitation to join the party and follow Jesus. Maybe it's choosing to see your circumstances with a different perspective. Maybe it's talking to a friend or your group about what it means to be a party starter. In fact, your group is a great place to not just start the conversation, but to work together to start the party. So why not get into talking about this together today? You have what it takes to be a party starter. I'm not talking about having the ability to blow up balloons or hang streamers or find just the right tinted gold fork. Not that type of party. For this party, it means that because of Jesus, you have the ability to not just live the best life ever, but to invite others to do the same. And with that, I think we need just one more pop of confetti. You know what I'm saying? Boom! Party.